Guys, this is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a not so first impression of the Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish concealers. So she released concealers simultaneously on her own website, patmcgraphlabs.com, and in Sephora stores on February 21st. So I'm a little late to the game, but I'm just now trying to get my review up. But like I said, this is like a first impression, not so first impression, because I have been wearing the concealer. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips because I was busy. It was a lot going on. I wasn't able to take photos, quite honestly. So like I said, she released these concealers in store on February 21st along with her website. And I decided to go onto Sephora myself and see the concealers for myself because it's just so hard to pick complexion products online. So this is what the concealers look like. They could retail for $32 and come in 36 shades. So I did just pop one of my concealers back in the box right here. I picked up two shades, which was Medium Deep 22, which is actually the foundation shade that I wear. And then I also picked up M20 for a little bit more brightening. Now for me, as far as concealers, I usually tend to stick to concealers that are more my skin complexion, and then sometimes I will go in with maybe one shade lighter just for a little bit of brightening if I feel like I need it underneath the eye. I don't typically wear a lot of concealers, so I just want to put that out there just so you know when you're looking at the review. However, I do love the Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish, foundation. Is one of my favorite foundations, so I was really happy to pick up this set and try it out. Now, like I said, it does come in 36 shades, so it basically kind of matches with your foundation shade. When I did the research on Pat McGrath's website and her Instagram, where she puts out key notes and key features about her products, she was saying that you should start at your foundation shade to pick a shade, and then you should scale yourself down in terms of number if you want something more brightening, and then if you want something to contour with, you should go up in shade, of course. Now, also paying attention to the undertones. So the concealer, the 22, like I know the foundation is meant, it's like kind of medium deep with warm red undertones, which do kind of suit my complexion. I have gold, red. It's a lot of undertones going on in here. And then I picked up basically the equivalent to that in the next shade down, which is the M20. So the concealers come in this little box. It's kind of reminiscent of the foundation, except for that you can see through the box and see the concealers. You have gold writing. You have the Pat McGrath logo, the hieroglyphics. It says Skin Fetish, Sublime Perfection Concealer. You get 5 mLs, which is 0.16 fluor ounces. So this product is made in Italy, distributed by patmcgrath.com, and once you open it, it is good for 6 months. Regarding the formula of the concealers, it has a vitamin serum complex, which is going to help moisturize and fight the appearances of lines and wrinkles, and then also has a flex matrix, and that provides the smoothness of the concealers. It makes it not tacky, and it also is going to make the concealer comfortable to wear and not feel heavy on your face. And then Mother Pat is saying that these concealers are also paraben free. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the two concealers that I picked up right here. So like I said, I have the Medium Deep 22, and this is more of my shade. Now I'm still trying to figure out if this is really matching up with the foundation shade. So this is Medium Deep 22. It seems pretty close, but I feel like there is a small difference. So I wouldn't say that these are equal to the foundations if you own the foundation, but definitely start there to figure out your shade. And then this is Medium Deep 20, which is a little bit brighter. And I'm going to leave a little space so I can put a little bit of the foundation in between so you can see the difference. And this is the shade 20, Medium Deep 20. Now this is the foundation, and this is shade Medium Deep 22. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it in between so we can kind of just compare the differences between the two. I'm going to put a small little dab on my finger. So in the middle, this is the foundation, and right here, this is the concealer. So I mean, the light is a little blinding, but I guess they do kind of look around the same. Now, I would say, now when you look at the concealer versus the foundation, you might notice that the foundation definitely has a thinner formula than the concealer. So I'm still kind of grappling with that and how I feel about that, because the foundation is so light. Now, I do feel like the concealer is light, light and airy, and it doesn't have a problem wearing your face. It doesn't feel like cakey, but the formulas are just so opposite of each other. I just kind of wonder. If I was just to look at it on my hand, I would say that the foundation just has a tinge more red for the undertone. So also part of the release, Pat McGrath came out with her Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurry Under Eye Powder, and this is a pressed powder, and it came in this lovely packaging that we all get used to knowing, and I'm holding it like this so my sequences don't fall out, or the sequins don't fall out. And this is what the compact looks like. It's actually pretty small. Once you open it, it is good for 24 months, and it's 4 grams of product. This was actually available on the website and in Sephora at the same time. And this retails for $30. This actually came in 3 shades, which was light, medium, and then deep. I actually have the deep shade, and I want to say for my foundation shade, the medium shade was preferred, but the Sephora that I went to actually only received a couple of the powders, so that was a huge bummer. I'm not sure why they got so little product as far as the powders, but I felt like this was a good match. This is what the powder looks like when I swatch it. And I was like, you know what? I could get away definitely by getting the deep powder because it doesn't run super deep versus the medium. So the powder is supposed to be very finely milled. It is meant for all skin types. Like I said, the oily, the combo, dry. Like I said, I have for dry. It's supposed to be light coverage. It's supposed to be a natural finish. And it's supposed to have mica infused powder that gives the radiance. And it's also going to give a barely there feeling to the powder. And so far, I have felt like this powder has been barely there. It's so finely milled. It is very smooth. Very soft, silky powder, and this powder is paraben free, and then once I rub it in, you can just barely see the trace, and it blends really well into the skin. In addition, with this line, she also came out with concealer brushes. Now the concealer brushes I was definitely interested in, and they retail for around the $32 mark, but the Sephora I went to only got 3 concealer brushes in. That is lovely, so I'm not sure what's going on with the short product. But if you go on Pat McGrath's website, if you're interested in, you can pick up little kits. In the kits, you can decide which powder color you want and which concealer color you want. So if you were to get a powder and a concealer, that is going to run $52. If you decide to get the concealer, powder, and brush, that will run you $79. So you do save a little bit of money by purchasing in a bundle. Okay, so I brought you in closer so we can go ahead and demo the product. I'm going to do 2 demos. So what I normally like to do with concealers is I want to see how much, if I can stop clinking them around. They're actually pretty heavy. What I like to do with concealers is to see like what the coverage is, and a lot of times I like to use my concealers as foundation, so I would like to put this to the test and see how this comes out when we just blend it out on the face, just putting dabs around some of my problem areas, which tend to be around here, and I like to just kind of cover up a little redness that I get in here. Now, then I will go in using the Pat McGrath foundation and then go ahead and add the concealers on top of here. And just so you know, I did go ahead and add some Skin Fetish primer off camera. Brows are filled in, just a little bit of lip gloss on. That's all I have on my face. So I'm going to go ahead and start with medium deep 22, and we're just going to kind of apply this kind of liberally on the face and see how we fare. So I tend to always start here, any concealer. So I guess right now the color match is seeming pretty good, and I just want to see what type of look we get with this all over the face. Now I probably took a little bit extra than I would take on that forehead. I tend not to blend so much makeup up there. And I'm going to go in with my Sigma. This is a F80 Air Flat Kabuki brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. So it has good blendability for blending all over the face. I haven't had any problem trying to blend it out across my eye. And it does feel lightweight. Now, I'm still a little perplexed and confused because the foundation is so much, it's a lot more liquidy, and I guess you would say runny. This is more viscous, so meaning a little bit thicker. Got my science terms going. as far as the foundation. But so far I feel okay. It does have a radiant finish, but I would definitely say that the foundation has definitely has more of a radiant finish than the concealer. As far as coverage, it is covering up those deep dark spots that I have around my mouth pretty well. And it does have good movement and blendability. So this is actually pretty nice, because sometimes when I'm just running out the door, forgive my eye, it just won't. it just ignore her. But when I'm running out the door, I like to just have, you know, spot conceal in a couple areas, especially around here. And just so I can look even, especially if I'm hardly doing any makeup. So this is what the concealer looks like. And I feel complete. I feel all one color. It does have a nice finish with it. Doesn't feel tacky. And it blends out over that primer really nicely. Now let's go ahead and see. We can just get a little bit more coverage right here. Going back in, medium deep 22. Just gonna press a little bit more my problem areas. Maybe I should go back to using my toner. Just thoughts. Okay, so that is the second layer. In that spot, okay, we do have good coverage there. The only thing is, I would say in this area where I layered the coverage, it does layer well. Let me kind of bring you in a little bit. Okay, I just brought you in so you could just see my chin. So it covers up nicely, but I would say for me, in my personal preference right here, it does look a little bit more, I guess, makeup-y, and it might be some of the texture that I have, a little bit of texture right there. But overall, I don't think it looks bad at all. And it did hide that coloring. Okay, so this is what the face looks like. Concealer on here. Now, I don't have the powder that she came with, the original powder, that setting powder. So I would say I have dry skin. So normally I'm okay if I do not set. Now, for the sake of the demo, I did just pick up a large powder brush by Tarte, and I'll just go in with a little bit, probably around my mouth area where I'm feeling like it's looking, it could be used to be set a little bit. And as you can see, the powder is so fine. And even though it's more of an under eye powder, it still kind of blurs out. And I'm going to just bring it in so you can see my chin a little bit better. This is what it looks like once I use that powder over for setting. It definitely gives a smoother, more blurred appearance. So this is what my face is looking like with just concealer blended all out over my face, kind of like a foundation or spot concealing. And I really do like how it looks. It looks complete, but I would say that the foundation gives more radiance. So if you're looking between the comparisons between the two, the foundation is definitely more radiant than the concealer, but it's definitely a nice matte finish, but soft matte, natural matte, skin looking like skin, and it's not looking cakey. And the color match is actually really, really good now that I look at it with it by itself. So this is, once again, medium deep 22 across my face. So let's go ahead and jump into more of a traditional application where I'm going to apply the foundation and then use the concealer underneath my eyes. Okay, so I have removed that concealer. I went back in with a little bit of the primer right here. We're gonna go in with my medium deep 22 foundation real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a good, like, I guess a pump, half a pump situation. This is literally how I put it on. Same brush by Sigma, the F8 Kabuki. And I'm going to blend this out all over my face. And like I said, this is literally one of my favorite foundations. I've been wearing it consistently. My skin looks very nice. It's very comfortable when I wear this. I don't have any problems with it. And I'm like, I don't even care that it's expensive. I'm like, it's even all more reason for me to use it because I need to get my money's worth of it, okay? And I use it basically every day. And look at my bottle. You can't even tell I've hit a dent. So this is what I mean, like the foundation definitely looks more luminous versus the concealer. You can see the difference when I have this blended on my face. Just excuse that eye, you know. She's doing her thing. Now for me, on a daily basis, like this pretty much has enough concealer. I mean, enough coverage. I don't typically go in with concealer. That's my makeup aesthetic. But if I'm glamping it up, I'm like, okay, hit me here, you know, and hit me here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with deep, the medium deep 22. On here because I want the little extra coverage for the dark spots, but I don't want to be highlighted there. And I'm just going to blend that in. I'm just going to use that same brush. And what I found is it's definitely provided like that extra coverage. But like I said before, it's just odd to me. The concealer, it's not the same consistency of the foundation. So it's a little odd to me because it seems like I don't know. I just expected the concealer to be the same consistency of the foundation. And then I'm going to go in with medium 20 underneath my eyes. And I'm just going to take a couple dots right there rather. I tend not to do too much concealer. I probably did too much. Like, honestly, I probably really did too much. Because I don't like a lot of concealer underneath my eyes. I'm like, who am I? Going in with my Sigma, and it's dirty. This is a 4D Kabuki brush. Don't come for me, y'all. I'm going to wash my brushes when I finish filming this video. But I like this brush because it does have the point. But I definitely want to try the new brushes. So this is like, you can definitely see how it blends out. It blends out so easy. It's no tugging, no pulling. Like I barely use, you guys saw, I barely had to tap that. And I do get a little lifting with this color. And I don't want to take it up too high because I don't have a line of demarcation, but that's why I don't like too much concealer, but blend it in. And I just feel like I don't like a cakey makeup application. I like my face to look as natural as possible and my lips and my eyes to do all the popping and a little highlight. But I want my skin to look skin-like. So that is the total look. So I'm getting used to the application of it and how it looks, but I think it does all mesh well together. But when you first look at the concealer, you're like, wait, it's a lot thicker in consistency than the foundation. So you're like, is this going to mesh well together? But overall, it does. And I did not pick up a shade for contour because I usually like to contour with some bronzer if I do a contour. So I just picked up the shade just to have a little brightening underneath my eyes, and I'm going to pull it in closer so you can see what it looks like before I add on that under eye powder. So I just came in closer so you can see this is what my skin is looking like. Now I have a couple of fine lines right here. I mean, like, I'm getting older. I mean, I'll be 36 this year, so I'm gonna have a couple of lines. Don't come for me, okay? But what I do find that it doesn't like settle in the lines, and it doesn't accentuate any other lines here. But it looks very smooth. So far, it looks very smooth and it feels very smooth. And it does not feel heavy underneath the eye at all. So for how I'm saying that the consistency is a little bit thicker to me than the foundation, it does not feel heavy and it feels very smooth. And I feel like my skin does look radiant. Now, I'm going to go ahead. This is what you see when I'm looking like now. I'm going to go ahead and add that powder. So once again, I have my powder and I'm going to go in with a rougher number 18 brush. And I'm just going to gently. And the powder is very fine, so I would be careful when you put your brush in. You don't want to dig, because this is what happens when you do it too hard. You're going to waste some of your product. And compared to some other products, there's not a whole lot of product in here. But I don't think this is a powder where you need to use so much of it, so it should still last you. And I'm just picking up the stuff I kind of scooped off. So this is what it looks like with the powder. It is smooth. That under eye is smooth. Smooth, smooth. So this is what my face is looking like with the more traditional application. I'm very happy about it. I'm going to add on a little bronzer. Let's see. Let's bring our face together. Look a little dead. I'm just going to go ahead and take this little shimmery bronzer by the Lip Bar. I'm going to go ahead. This is the Island Gal kit. I'm just going to. So you don't be looking like Ashleigh looks dead. And this is just a Real Techniques brush. And I don't even have any mascara on. So overall, I feel like my skin looks very natural. It don't look too made up. Now, I think if you apply this concealer in too much, you will feel very cakey. I mean, I don't feel like, yeah, you'll just feel like you have a makeup. I don't feel like it'll look cakey, but if you don't want the makeup look, you apply too much, you can definitely get that. So let's go ahead and jump into my thoughts and opinions about me wearing the concealers and this demo. So I wanted to call this like a demo slash first impression, because this is not a review. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about the concealers in total. I do like the concealers, but I just can't formulate all my thoughts yet, if that makes sense. Totally, I've worn the concealers about 3 times, and each time I have worn them for a pretty substantial amount of time. The last time I wore it was about 12 hours, where I was the hostess of a bridal shower and I was moving along all day, and then, you know, the shower, and then we go out. It was a whole thing. So I did not have any problems, but I've noticed that the concealer has been very weightless, like it's cleansed, and it has been creamy. I haven't had any problems blending it out. And the little lines I do have, because like I said, the girls aging gracefully, you know, it doesn't settle, it doesn't make it more pronounced, and the makeup doesn't seem like bunched up and caked up in those lines. It just kind of floats over, but the lines, like I still have there, it's not like it's erasing it, but it's not making it any more. Other than that, everything else I feel like feels very smooth and feels skin-like and looks skin-like, and that powder just kind of even blurs out everything even more. I'm very happy with what my skin looks like right now, and I think this is the best that I've applied the concealer, to be honest, because the first time I applied, I was like, oh, I think I have on too much. I felt very cake face, even though I was a cake face. But that a lot of that is me, so just disregard that. I feel like that when I have on a lot of complexion products. Like if a makeup artist does my makeup, I'm like, eyes about, but I'm like, ooh, I look beat, but I'm like, oh, I just have on so much face. So a lot of that is me in my own head. So take that with a grain of salt. My under eyes do not feel dry in any other area that I applied the concealer in. It does not feel dry either. Overall, I feel like she did an excellent match with the concealers, and I'm glad it came out in the full range of the foundation shades. Now, as far as like the brush, I really want to try the brushes, but like I said, it was a bummer that I couldn't get my hands on it going into the Sephora. They had it on Sephora online, so I think that's more an issue of Sephora. I'm not sure why my particular Sephora, which is probably more of the flagship store of Chicago, didn't receive enough product, but the concealers were definitely on hand. Now the powder, I think the powder is really, really nice. I mean, I am not a person that powders, especially underneath my eye. Every once in a while, if I need like that stuff to just stay in place, I will take a little bit of powder and do like this and wipe it off. And it can't even be like, I can't even use like the Fenty powder because it's so drying. I might be use like a Maybelline Fit Me powder. Like I said, my skin is just so dry, but this powder is very micro smooth. I mean, it's light air, it's fine. And so I think if you're a person, I mean, like I said, I have the deep shade. I'm not very dark. I'm not sure how this plays on individuals who are deeper than me. I'm sure Mother has figured it out because, you know, she tests everything is runway approved. You know, all the claims that she says with all of her products. But like I said, for me, I do really like this powder on my skin complexion. I tested out the medium powder in the store, and we were like, ooh, that's a little ashy. And what made me buy the deep powder in actuality is the fact they didn't even have the medium powder. They only received like 3 powders in the store also, but they had one of the deeps left. But the girl and I were looking at it, we're like, I could definitely use the deep powder because the other one looked a little ashy. So, but overall, I think this is a beautiful. The packaging, but I like it as a compact, so you can just hop it in your purse. I do like the size of it. Like I said, I would just be careful digging into it. You really don't need to do that. You're going to pick up powder. It just goes on so smooth and so fine. It just adds that extra layer of blur to it. Like I said, I'm still a little confused. That's why I'm still trying to formulate my thoughts between the concealer and the foundation mixing well together. But like today, I think I found the right balance. I think it's something you kind of have to play with because the other days I was like, this looks good, but I don't think this is it. Like, I don't think this is what she's calling the system, you know? So today I think I mastered that down. But it's just a little, I mean, learning curve because the foundation, if you're typically using it with this foundation, like I said, it's so sheer and liquidy. And then this one is very creamy, viscous, a little bit thicker, but it still feels very lightweight. It's not a heavy concealer at all. I don't want you guys to get that in your mind. It's just, for me, I'm just trying to find the balance between the two. But like I said, I think I achieved that today on my skin. So with that being said, let me know down below what you guys thought about this demo of the products. Did you pick up the products at all? Or are you like, I'm still waiting? Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And I will see you very, very soon in the next video. So you already know what time we got to do. What I chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.